Okay, so it's been a very crazy year. Absolutely insane. We've all been stuck in our houses, wishing that we could get out. Conferences all over the place have been canceled. And Jamie and I spent a long time thinking about what we would do and waiting for things to kind of unfold to see whether or not we were going to be able to have vocation in person in New York City. And it looks like that is not the safest option to have, a couple hundred people gathered in a small space to talk about the business of voiceover.
Yeah.
So instead of vocation in person, we are going to have, Jamie,
eVOcation, which you can probably imagine is our digital version. And we're going to be doing a whole bunch of classes on the business of voiceover. And we're doing that over the internet via Zoom and other methods to connect with you guys. So I think it's going to be great. We're going to try and keep that community fun atmosphere that we fostered at the actual in-person event. And I think it's going to be pretty fun. Like, we're so used to these Zoom calls now. Everyone's familiar with the format and the technology. We can really make the most of it. So I'm excited.
Me too. I think it's going to be great. So get out your calendars, get out your Apple calendars, get out your phones, because the dates of eVOcation will be the weekend of in September, the 11th through the 13th. So that's Friday the 11th through Sunday the 13th. We are planning to start at 10 a.m. and end like at dinner time, essentially. So you can have your evening still
Yeah.
to do what you need.
And
We'll
those
have
are for the
we'll have a quick
classes.
lunch break.
Those
Yeah,
are
it's
for the
for the
classes and the
classes.
panels.
Exactly. We have some really, really awesome things planned. Classes, panels, speakers, all kinds of stuff. And again, just like in the previous year, it's all going to be about the business side of voiceover. So not performance. It's about running your own small business and figuring out, all kinds of businessy things. Should we announce some of the speakers, classes, panels?
Yeah, we've got a few people locked down already, a whole bunch of them. We've got more to come. But should we go? How do we want to do it? Let's start with. Go ahead.
Let's talk about some of the panels that we have planned.
Yeah.
And then maybe announce some of the teachers who've agreed already. We have more coming. More announcements will come in the next few days. The one thing that I'm really excited about, because Jamie is so kind of in the world of video games, we're going to be doing a business of video games panel, which I think will be really, really, really cool. For anyone who's wanted to get into video games or anyone who has one foot in and wants to dive in further, I think it's going to be great. We have
Did we want to talk about the panelists on the video game?
Yeah. Do you know which panelists
Yeah,
have agreed
down.
so far?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I should have prepared their bios, but I haven't. But you can look these guys up. First guy is Simon Peacock, and he is a director and a producer in Montreal, and he works for Warner Brothers and Ubisoft and EA and a ton of other companies freelance producing. And he's also an actor as well, so he knows what it's like from our side of the glass. And he's also president of ACTRA, which is the union in Canada. So he really knows what he's talking about. Also Carlo Mistroni, which some of you guys are familiar with because he taught a motion capture class that I put on last year. And he's worked on a ton of games as well, both as an actor and a producer and director, sorry. And he's extremely well-versed in this world. And finally, because we wanted to have really from the acting perspective, we've got Jason Lanier White, who is in a ton of video games and he's very current, very active. He's based in LA. If you're familiar with him, his work, you know how great he is. So that is our video game panel. Maybe we'll have one more person. I'm not quite sure yet, but those three alone are going to bring a huge amount to the discussion. So that's the video game panel.
We will be having an agent panel as well, with agents from all over the country. We have a couple locked in. I'm not going to announce who's on it yet, just because there was a change from one person who went from one agency to one management company, and I don't know about, we're working on it. So, so,
Oh, yes.
so we're working on it, but we're going to have an agent panel with very, very top tier agents from all over the country. You can talk to them about how they work, about how they choose talent, about how they're, what's the difference between an agent and a manager. And so that's our representation panel. We are planning to also have a business of animation panel, which will be great. We also have a working pros panel. You can ask these people who are pros in voiceover any questions you want. And on the working pros panel, so far, we know that who?
Mara Juno.
Mara Juno and Rob Moreira are going
Yep.
to be on it,
And also
along with
Mia Bankston.
and Mia Bankston. That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a really cool lineup. And I don't know, maybe we'll have one more. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I think it's 3 now. It's going to be like the conference last year. Some of the subjects are going to be the same as last year, of course, because we're the business of voiceover. But we're not going to repeat any of the classes or the panels. So we're going to have new perspectives on everything. As you probably know, there aren't necessarily any definitive ways of doing things in this industry. So it's really nice to get fresh voices and hear different perspectives on this. So we're mixing a lot of stuff up. There is some overlap, but generally speaking, things are different.
We also have a casting director panel, which is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
With different casting directors from last year. So you can ask people what they have going on. And yeah, that's it for the panels. For our speakers, we have Maria Pendolino, who's going to talk about budgets and negotiation and fees and what you should charge and all of that good stuff, because that's something that everybody always gets tripped up on.
And she was such a runaway success
She
last year.
was
We
such
had
a
to have her back.
success. Yeah, she was like the best. Joey Shalio is going to, where are you, Joey?
She's
She's
here.
in here.
I saw her.
There she
Hello.
is.
I'm fresh from a workout, so I'm sweaty, which is why my camera isn't on.
Fine, you don't need to have your camera on. You're one of our speakers this
Yeah.
year.
Wahoo!
Yeah.
Very excited.
Tell us again what you're going to teach. Tell everybody.
So you may remember if you were at last year's conference, I was on the Working Pros panel, and I happened to mention that one of the things I do is I track a lot of things in my business. One of which is if I needed to be in New York City to book a job or not. That's just something that I myself wanted to know. If it's important for me to keep living in New York City, if I could live elsewhere. So it kind of got me thinking about talking about the importance of tracking things in your business and what that information can tell you. And it also just kind of lets you, at least from my perspective, you just get to know your business really well. You're not having to guess on things because you really, really know the ins and outs of your business from tracking your data. So all data nerds and non-nerds are welcome. We're going to fall in love with spreadsheets and Google Docs and all of that good stuff. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, tracking important information for your business.
Wonderful. I love it. Tracking important information for your business. Very businessy and very important. We have
Celia?
Celia Siegel.
Yeah.
Celia Siegel is going to be talking about branding. If you know Celia, she has a book on branding, yeah?
Yeah.
And she's
called?
spoken at lots of conferences all over.
Someone in the chat knows the name of her book, surely.
Branding. Great.
We had an interesting chat in my VO school group about branding this morning, so I thought this was
Yes, I think branding is good for for lots of things. But Celia is wonderful, and you're all going to love her. What else? Oh, Joe Davis. Joe Davis is going to be talking about websites. Last year, he was a runaway success as well. Everybody loved Joe and asked for Joe to come back. And we still have some things to announce, which will be revealed in the next couple of weeks as we secure more people and have more things going on. But essentially, for VOcation, there are, I think, 14 different sessions, 14 different classes, panels, and speakers, 14 different slots that you will get if you sign up, plus a Friday night kind of networking fun party, which we'll do on Zoom, and it will be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're also trying to encourage as much networking as possible throughout the weekend. So we're going to be having moderated networking events throughout the weekend. So you can follow up on things, you can discuss subjects that you just learned about in class and over lunch, or you can, arrange meetings for that. So we're going to utilize all the facilities on Zoom and stuff like that to facilitate that. So, because I think that's a big part of in-person conferences, and we're going to try and bring that into the digital realm as well. And I know other conferences have done that very well. So we're going to learn from those and incorporate that into ours too. But yeah.
We also want to add a component of like physical, tangible thing. So we're hoping that with every sign up, we will be able to send you a packet that has a physical program in it and some cool VOcation swag and maybe some physical, tangible things that we can all hold up and do together on Zoom so that we all feel a little more connected than just like, here we are on a screen. So that's part of the plan as well.
Yeah. We're also going to set up a private Facebook group for the weekend, and I guess we'll just leave it up for everyone who attends, so that encourages further conversation amongst the attendees, and hopefully we're going to bring in a bunch of the speakers as well. So if you have specific questions or follow up, you can use that to speak to them, and share photos and what you're up to, and anything that you voiceovers, I guess you can share of your work. So that's going to be a cool little thing too.
All sessions will be live on Zoom that weekend, and we encourage everyone to participate. But if you can't be at a session for whatever reason, all of our classes are going to be recorded and available to watch after the weekend for 2 weeks. You won't be able to download, you'll be able to stream it for 2 weeks after the event. So if you miss anything, you can come back and watch it after the fact. So that should be good.
Yeah.
What else? All right. When are tickets going to be available and what will they cost? We are hoping to have ticket sales start on July 15th. For the first VOcation, we had a lot of ticket sales on the first day. So I would say definitely get your tickets early, especially because the ticket cost is less if you're one of the first 100 people. Our 2 ticket prices are for the first 100 people to sign up. The cost for the whole weekend, including everything, the swag stuff that we send you in the mail and every single class and every single playback for every single class, the early bird price is $200. That's approximately $15 per session plus the party. So that's even less, right? Zoom party. After the first 100 tickets are sold, we'll go to a regular price ticket, which is $250. So that is that.
We have more. Are we going to announce any more speakers today, or should we leave it for?
Let's leave it.
Yeah. Okay. We got a bunch more people.
Yeah, we have a bunch more people.
Yeah, we won't.
This is just a teaser. We'll tell you more as things unfold. Yeah. Great. All right. Do you guys have questions? Should we open it up for Q&A? Anyone? If you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can raise your hand.
one more thing that I almost forgot. We're going to have a couple of scholarships available. One of them is from Joe Davis, who waived his speaker fee at last year's vocation so that someone could come to this year's vocation for free. So we are going to have a couple scholarships, and we are figuring out the best way to have people apply for those. And so just if $200 or $250 sounds like too much to you, you can apply for a scholarship. And I think there will be more than one, because I think we had like 2 speakers last year who waived their fees.
Yeah, and their fee
So
would cover 1.5, I guess. So
yes,
yeah, we'll make that 2. We'll make that 2.
Great. So that's
I
that
have a
as well.
question.
Yes.
It's Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. Can we organize a working mamas something or other?
Sure. Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'll figure that out, even if it's like just a Zoom group that we
Yeah.
have together.
Yeah.
After the kids are asleep.
Yeah.
A working moms symposium.
Or dads, whoever's there, but
Or dads,
a working
right.
parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chit
There
chat.
are definitely specific challenges to parenting, working from home, and doing voiceover.
Yeah.
Definitely. Great. Love it.
Now, a question that I have also, and this
Sure.
is Vivi.
Hi, Vivi.
So, how about people that to help you guys with the conference? Are you going to open up any slots for the little helpers?
Yeah, so we had our vocation volunteers last year. This year we have to kind of see what our needs are, because it was really great to have people, kind of boots on the ground, moving things and helping us set up things at the event space. I don't know that we'll necessarily need that this year, since it's all online. But we may. So if we do, we will certainly open that up in the Facebook group, in the Vocation Facebook group, and also in Voice Actors of NYC, and probably in Jamie's group as well.
And we did open it up earlier in the year for the in-person event. So
Yes.
I think probably.
And I do believe that I signed up for that.
Yeah.
Just because.
We did choose some people based on that for the in-person. So we'll have to figure that out. But I think logistically, it's not going to require, certainly not as many as we had for the in-person event. But yeah, we'll sort of see how that goes right now. Maybe 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, we actually chose people and then literally like went into lockdown like two days after we chose people, and we didn't even notify anyone. So.
But this is
So
great,
funny.
guys. Thank you so much for making this happen.
I'm so glad.
Of course.
Really.
Thank you for joining us.
And I have to jump into another call, so I'll see you later.
See you later.
See ya.
Anybody else? Any questions?
Ken.
Yeah, is anything going to overlap, or are they going to run?
No, it's all, every session is an hour. I think that we might have the very last panel of the day go a little longer than an hour, but every session is an hour, and actually 50 minutes, 50, so that you have time to get a drink of water and use the bathroom in between if you need to. And nothing will overlap.
Cool.
The ticket
And we're going to
price
have
includes
these,
everything.
like I say, these networking sessions, because we're having multiple Zoom accounts and things like that to make it work. There may be a case where throughout some sessions we'll have networking opportunities that are happening concurrently, but they're not classes. They're just, maybe if you guys, a bunch of you don't want to take a specific class, there'll be somewhere for you to go and do something and hang out and chat or whatever. And maybe in the evening too, we'll open that up for further discussion. But that's, not sure whether that will be moderated or not, but we'll certainly have opportunities to network and speak and chat and have fun, get up to whatever shenanigans you guys will get up to.
Alone at home.
Yeah.
Jamie and
Not
Karen,
getting sick, staying healthy at home.
Yeah.
Healthy.
hey, will they be recorded, the sessions? So if for some reason we
Yes.
have to like work
Yep.
during the part of the day and stuff.
Yes, everything will be recorded and will be available to stream for 2 weeks after the event. Not download, just stream. You'll be able to watch it, but not download it for 2 weeks after.
Oh, that's awesome.
And just to reiterate, it is all, I know Karen made this point twice already, but it is all business related. So there are no interactive kind of elements like you would with like a performance-y kind of thing. So that makes the playback extra worthwhile, I think, because it's just content. Okay, anyone else?
Great.
I hear someone.
I have a quick question. Hi.
Hi.
So this is really incredible. I'm very new to voiceover. I've kind of used the quarantine time. I'm from a musical theater background, and to like begin my training, I took a class in college. But would this be good for someone who's very, very new to it, who still does have a lot of training ahead of me?
Yes.
Okay.
I think learning the basics of the business side of voiceover is like one of the most important things you can do when you start, because really you're starting a small business.
Right.
It's not like, I have to go to this audition and hopefully, someone on Broadway hires me and then I get to be in a show. This is like the amount of work you put in and the amount you learn about your business is the results that you will see. So I think it's absolutely great for people starting.
Okay.
Particularly if you've got a musical theatre background, because you've got the acting elements already in place.
Right.
What you're probably lacking fundamentally is the business side. So I would say, yes, I agree with Karen. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank
you so much.
My biggest stress, not understanding the business side.
Yeah.
You're going to learn so much at VOcation. It's great. We had so much fun last year. We had so much fun last year. We learned so much. It was wonderful. So, all right. Unless there are any more pressing questions.
We should say that our party is looking, I'm excited about the party. Last year's party was great. And this one I think should be quite fun too. I'm not sure how we can top Suttonley, but we'll see. What
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, Judy.
Is there a way to Zoom lavender bread?
Oh, no, unfortunately. Oh. We'll have to, or maybe you can bake a batch for everyone and we'll send it in the mail.
I'm sure it'll be just perfectly
Delicious.
fresh by the time it arrives. Yeah.
Wonderful. Vacuum packet.
Yes.
Great. Awesome.
All
right, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
I got to do a shout out.
What's your shout out?
eVOcation is what we're calling it, and that was my wife's suggestion. So I got to shout out my wife for that suggestion.
Yeah,
I want to take the credit for that.
That's a great name for it.
Yeah,
eVOcation. Yeah. Love it. All right. Thanks
Have
for
a good
joining
night,
us,
everyone.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
night.
Bye.
Yeah.
See you, everyone.
Yeah.
See you, everyone.